on this mystical planet called Earth, I just hope you are having a peaceful day, evening, or night, wherever you located. Welcome to my Bible channel. Like I like to say, all my topics come directly from the Bible. So I welcome you to listen, regardless of your religious sect or affiliation, whether you are atheist or agnostic, because I do know if you even don't believe in God, it's good to at least know about the God that you don't believe in. It's good to have ammunition in your pocket so you have to go up against somebody. So our topic is called Chosen. Now, I personally have been reading the Bible since I was 13 years old. And you can tell I don't sound 13 years old anymore. So I read the Bible many times over. Many times over. For my enjoyment. Not from a religious point of view, I read the Bible. I read it for gratification for myself. That's why I read it. Because when I read the Bible, I always learn something new. It's called a living book. And to me personally, it's like a living book. When I read a Stephen King novel, I read it once and I put it down. When I read something from Maya Angelou, I read it once and put it down. And Toni Morrison, I read her books, I pick them up and I put them down. The topic is called Chosen. If you read the Bible like I have, God he sometimes speaks to certain individuals. He do speak to certain individual personally. Now, the only unique person in the Bible is Moses, because of Moses, he was talking to God every day. Like usually when God talked to you, you don't hear him every day, but Moses had like an ongoing conversation with him, and Moses even saw the backside of him. He got an idea how God looked. So let's start with this Chosen. This is coming from Numbers chapter 12. I don't know what verse it is, so hey, but coming from Numbers chapter 12. And the Lord said to them, now listen to what I say. If there were prophets among you, I, the Lord, will reveal myself in visions. I would speak to them in dreams. So here God saying, look, usually when I speak to someone, it's when they sleeping, basically. I come to them in a vision. Or they may be daydreaming for all I know. They could be outside daydreaming, just looking out into the void. And then God may be talking to them. But they don't hear him personally talking. I speak to them in dreams. He's done that countlessly throughout the Bible. All religious people say they had some type of dream with their deity. So the Bible, God, he admit as a deity. I speak to you through visions, or I make myself known through visions and dreams. And every so-called prophet, whether they are Buddhist, Hindu, whatever they are, they always have some type of vision. So, for all I know, they can be talking to the God of heaven and earth. For all I know. But that's what he said. He just said, I reveal myself in a vision and in a dream. That's how he do it the majority of the time. And even to this very day, people may tell you God spoke to them. And you may ask them, how did God spoke to you? He said, he spoke to me in my dream. Like he said here. So we can't say he don't do it. Because God admit, I speak in a vision and dreams. So if a person said, I had a dream and God spoke to me, you cannot say, no, you lying. Because God has told you how he usually reveals himself to people. All right, let's keep moving. This coming from Genesis chapter 8, verse 15 to 19. Then God spoke to Noah. See, it said he spoke to Noah. He made himself known to Noah. He chose Noah. He didn't come to Moses he didn't speak to Noah in a vision. He didn't come to him in a dream. It said God spoke to Noah saying, go out of the ark you and your wife and your sons' wives with you. Bring out with you every living thing of flesh that is with you, birds and cattle and every creeping thing that creeps on the earth, so that they may abound on the earth, and be fruitful and multiply on the earth. So Noah went out, and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with him. Every animal, every creeping thing, every bird, and whatever creeps on the earth, according to their families, went out of the ark, but of the point here. Now I didn't put when God first spoke to Noah and he told him to make the ark. I just got this from Genesis chapter 8. I should have went there, but hey, I didn't. But the main thing is God spoke to Noah. He didn't approach Noah in a dream. He didn't come to Noah in a vision, because it would have been hard for people to say, how you know you spoke to God? He said, make an ark. No, God said, to get this man to make an ark, I have to speak to him personally. So he know it's the Creator talking to him, and he will have the perseverance to go through the ark construction process. Let's go from Genesis chapter 12. The Lord had said to Abraham, God said, he spoke, go from your country, your people, and your father's household to the land I will show you. I will make you a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse. And all peoples on earth will be blessed through you. So Abram went out, as the Lord had told him. The Lord told him. No vision, no dream. God spoke to Abram, and Lot went with him. Abram was 75 years old when he set out from Haran. He took his wife Sarah, his nephew Lot, all the possessions they had accumulated, and the people they had acquired in Haran. And they set out for the land of Canaan, and they arrived there. But the thing is about this, good people, see, the Lord said to Abraham, it said, God told Abraham, no vision, no dream, that's a handful of people God in the Bible has actually spoke to them. So they are chosen. This is coming from Exodus. It's verses 1 to 8. One day Moses was taking care of the sheep and goats of his father-in-law Jethro, the priest of Midian. And Moses decided to lead them across the desert to Sinai, the holy mountain. There an angel appeared to him from a burning bush. Now it said the angel was that burning bush. So remember that. Whenever you see that burning bush, that was an angel. Moses saw that the bush was on fire, but it was not burning up. This is strange, he said to himself. I'll go over and see why the bush isn't burning up. When the Lord saw Moses coming in the bush, he called him by his name, and Moses answered, Here am I. See, God spoke to Moses. And we already know there's many passages in the Bible. As I stated earlier, out of all the humans in the Bible, God spoke to Moses on a regular basis. He didn't speak to him every 5 years like he probably did to Abraham. Every once a year, like he told Abraham when Sarah was going to have the baby. He said, I'll be back next year. So a year passed before he spoke to Abraham again. No, with Moses, he spoke on a daily basis. God replied. See, God spoke. And it didn't say the angel replied. It said, God replied, don't come any closer. Take off your sandals. The ground where you are standing is holy. I am your God who was worshipped by your ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. God is talking to Moses ear to ear. Moses was afraid to look at God, and so he hid his face. The Lord, now here's God talking again to Moses, a conversation. I have seen how my people are suffering as slaves in Egypt, and I have heard them beg for my help because of the where they are being mistreated. I feel sorry for them, and I have come down to rescue them from the Egyptians. Here again, like I keep going over and over. No vision, no dream. We see in this passage, Exodus 3, 1 to 8. God spoke to Moses. The Lord said. So he's talking. He's talking. This is coming from 1 Samuel chapter 3, verse 1 to 9. Meanwhile, the boy Samuel served the Lord by assisting Eli. Now, in those days, messages from the Lord were very rare, and visions were quite uncommon. There we go again. Then God started speaking dreams and visions, and in that day, it was nil, zero. One night, Eli, who was almost blind by now, had gone to bed. The lamp of God had not yet gone out, and Samuel was sleeping in a tabernacle near the ark of God. Suddenly the Lord called out Samuel. There we go. He called out. He spoke. So Samuel is chosen to hear from God. He's chosen. Samuel. Yes, Samuel replied. What is it? He got up and ran to Eli. Here I am. Did you call me? See, Samuel physically got up to respond to that voice. I didn't call you, Eli replied. Go back to bed. So he did. Then the Lord called out again. He spoke to Samuel at least 3 times. Samuel. Again, Samuel got up and went to Eli. Here I am. Here I am. Did you call me? I didn't call you, my son, Eli said. Go back to bed. Sorry about that. Samuel did not yet know the Lord because he had never heard a message from the Lord before. See, Samuel was surprised. However old he was, 15, 16, whatever, 20, he never heard God talk before, so it mystified him. So the Lord called a 3rd time. See, God called him twice. God spoke twice. He chose Samuel. And once more, Samuel got up and went to Eli. Here I am. Did you call me? Then Eli realized it was the Lord who was calling the boy. So I guess he's a boy. He's not no man yet. So he said to Samuel, go and lie down again. And if someone calls again, say, speak, Lord. So he said, speak, Lord. He didn't say continue with the dream. He didn't say continue with the vision. He said, talk to me, Lord. Like I said, very few people in the Bible or even in the regular world have actually heard God's voice. Those who have it were chosen. And when they chosen, I should say this in the beginning, something usually miraculous happened in their life. So when you hear God, actually hear him. Something miraculous is going to happen in your life, and it's usually something good. I'm going to say that once more. Whenever you hear God speaking to you, it usually make you better in some way. You may not become rich. You may not become powerful. But in some way, your life is enhanced when God reveals himself to you. Oh, this is a long one, so sorry about that. This is coming from 1 Kings chapter 19. This is from 9 to 19. There he came to a cave and log in, and behold, the word of the Lord came to him. There we go again. The word of the Lord came to him, and he said to him, what are you doing here, Elijah? God is talking to Elijah. He's not giving him a vision like he did for my ancestor Joseph. No little dream like he did for Jacob and all of them. No dream, no visions. He's speaking to Elijah. He said, I have been very jealous for the Lord, the God of hosts, for the people of Israel have forsaken your covenant, thrown down your altars, and killed your prophets with the sword. And I, even I, only am left, and they seek my life to take it away. And he said, go out. Now, and he said, I think this God talking, go out and stand on the mount before the Lord. And behold, the Lord passed by. And so God's presence, he's having a conversation with God. God has chosen to speak to him. And behold, the Lord passed by. No vision here, no dream. And a great and strong one tore the mountains and broke in pieces the rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. After the wind, an earthquake. But the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, a fire. But the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, the sound of a low whisper. And when Elijah heard it, he wrapped his face in his cloak and went out and stood at the entrance of the cave. See, so Elijah is not dreaming. He's not having no vision. He's doing physical things. He walked to the entrance of the cave. And behold, there came a voice to him and said, there came a voice. No dream, no vision. A voice came to him and said, what are you doing here, Elijah? And Elijah said, I have been very jealous for the Lord, the God of hosts. For the people of Israel have forsaken your covenant, thrown down your altars, and killed your prophets with the sword. And I, even I only, am left, and they seek my life to take it away. And the Lord said to him, and see here God speaking. God is talking to Elijah. Elijah hear God talking. Go, return on your way to the wilderness of Damascus, and when you arrive, you shall anoint Hazael to be king over Syria. And Jehu, the son of Nimshi, you shall anoint to be king over Israel. And Elisha, the son of Shaphat of Abimelech, you shall anoint to be prophet in your place. And the one who escapes from the sword of Hazael shall Jehu put to death. And the one who escapes from the sword of Jehu shall Elisha put to death. Yet I will leave 7,000 of Israel, all the knees that have not bowed to bow, and every mouth that has not kissed him. Once more we learn from this lengthy passage that God was actually talking to Elijah. Elijah was talking to God, and he got up and was moving about in that cave because he was chosen to hear God, which is very rare. This is coming from Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 4 to 8. The word of the Lord came to me. See, God came to him. The word of the Lord came to him. Like I said, not a vision came to him, not a dream, saying, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. Elias, sovereign Lord, I said, I do not know how to speak. I am too young. So he's doing like Moses. Moses said, I couldn't speak either. So Jeremiah doing that too. I don't know what to say. But the Lord said to me, okay, there we go. The Lord said to me, God chose to speak to Jeremiah. Do not say I'm too young. You must go to everyone I send you to and say whatever I command you. Do not be afraid of them, for I am with you and will rescue you, declares the Lord. So we see right there, once more, God has chosen to reveal himself to Jeremiah. And Jeremiah, life changed because of that. He became a better person. Like I said, he might not become rich. He probably don't have $1 billion in a bank account. He probably don't have 10 children. 9 girls, 1 boy. He don't have that. But his life became richer through knowing or hearing God's actual voice. His life became better. This comes from Job chapter 38, verse 1 and 3. Then the Lord spake to Job out of the storm. See, there we go again. God spoke to Job He chose to speak to Job. Job was chosen, and his life became better, physically better. After this trial, he became a stronger person in God, and his life, materially, physically, emotionally, was enhanced. Who is this that obscures my plans with words without knowledge? Brace yourself like a man. I will question you. See, now he's getting on Job because Job was getting all upset with him because Job was going through all them trials. So I guess later on when they got worse and worse, he started having a pity party about himself. Start blaming God. So now God talking to him about what it is to be God. It's coming from Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 1 to 8. He said to me, okay, God talking. He spoke to me, Son of man, stand up on your feet, and I will speak to you. There we go. He's speaking. As he spoke, the Spirit came unto me and raised me to my feet, and I heard him speaking to me. His ears heard God talking. He said, Son of man, I am sending you to the Israelites, to a rebellious nation that has rebelled against me. They and their ancestors have been in revolt against me to this very day. The people to whom I am sending you are obstinate and stubborn. Say to them, this is what the sovereign Lord says. And whether they listen or fail to listen, for they are a rebellious people, they will know that a prophet has been among them, because his words was true. And you, son of man, do not be afraid of them or their words. Like I said, when God speaks to you, you become a stronger person. You become a better person. Do not be afraid. Through briars and thorns are all around you, and you live among scorpions. You may be going all around you, it may be chaos and mayhem. But when God speaks to you, he's going to make sure you be in peace. He's going to take care of you. Do not be afraid of what they say or be terrified by them. Though they are a rebellious people, you must speak my word to them, whether they listen or fail to listen, for they are rebellious. But you, son of man, listen to what I say to you. So God said, you listen to me. I take care of you, Ezekiel. You listen to me, and I have your back. Do not rebel like the rebellious people. Open your mouth and eat what I give you. See, he said, he's talking to him, and he said, open your mouth and eat the food I'm going to give you. Remember, God spoke to Ezekiel. Ezekiel was one of the few humans who was chosen to hear the voice of God. One of the few. This comes from Matthew chapter 3. And a voice from heaven, not a dream, not a vision, a voice from heaven said, this is my son whom I love, with him I am well pleased. And I didn't put all the other passages in here, but the people, when they heard this, they said it sounded like thunder when they heard this. So not just Jesus heard this, but the surrounding people who was in the area with him heard that voice speak like thunder. This coming from Acts chapter 9, verse 3 to 9. As he journeyed, he came near Damascus, and suddenly a light shone around him from heaven. Then he fell to the ground and heard a voice saying to him. Did he hear a dream? No. Did he have a vision? No, he didn't hear none of that. He did not have a vision. He did not have a dream. He's chosen by God to be in the presence of God. He heard someone saying to him, Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me? And Saul said, who are you, Lord? Then the Lord said, I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting. It's hard for you to kick against the goads. So he, trembling and astonished, said, Lord, what do you want me to do? Then the Lord said to him, Arise and go into the city, and you will be told what you must do. And the men who journeyed with him stood speechless. I'm going to read that part again. And the men, not just Paul, Saul, heard this. And the men who journeyed with him stood speechless, hearing a voice but seeing no one. The men, the witnesses. So it was not a dream. A dream is personal. It was not a vision. A vision is personal. Then Saul arose from the ground, and when his eyes were opened, he saw no one. But they led him by the hand and bore him into Damascus. And he was there 3 days without sight, and neither ate nor drank. So, Heavenly Father, thank you for putting it in my heart, for putting it in my mind to reveal to the world that there are a select few of individuals in the Bible. Because you still can, speaking to people this day, we just don't hear about it. But in the Bible, out of all the thousands of people in the Bible, yes, there was thousands of them, of all the nations in the Bible, of all the cities in the Bible, of all the towns and villages that were described in the Bible, you only spoke to a select few, a handful of individuals. Thank you for taking the time to speak to them. Thank you for taking the time to change their life, to make them better men and women. Because I'm sorry about that. I didn't list the women who God spoke to, but he spoke to men and women. I pray that this message may be encouraging to the listener in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Thank you for stopping by, taking time to listen to this little message about the chosen few who actually heard from God. Until the next time, family, peace.